So, hello everyone and welcome to Sporting Sunday. Here I've got 4 of our talented athletes at the University of Hull. So if each of you wanted to just introduce yourselves with your name, your year, your course, and then what sport you're in TAP for. Who wants to go first?
Hello, my name is Shona. I'm second year. I study politics, philosophy and economics, and I'm on TAP for hockey.
Hi, my name's Aisha and I'm in my 3rd year and I study sports rehabilitation and I am on TAP for squash.
Hi, I'm Erin. I'm in my 5th year. I'm doing a PhD in psychology and I'm on TAP for hockey and athletics.
Hi, my name is Chris Marcel. I'm studying business and economics in my 3rd year, and I'm in TAP for hockey also.
Cool, thank you all for joining me today. So obviously for other students, they might not have ever heard of the TAP scheme before. So I don't know who wants to be the spokesperson, but can someone just give a really general update of what TAP actually is?
So TAP just stands for the Talented Athlete Programme, and basically the programme is something you apply for when you have a place at the university, and it's for students who compete in whatever sport at a high level, and the programme helps to facilitate managing your studies. Obviously that's the main reason you come to university, but allows you to continue playing sport to a high level and get the support through strength and conditioning, nutrition, rehabilitation and all sorts of stuff like that.
Brilliant. So you've all obviously on TAP at the moment, but I kind of wanted to go one by one and kind of hear about your experience with sport before university, because obviously there's a reason why you're at that level coming to university. So if everyone just wanted to take a moment to explain their sporting journey prior to university.
So obviously I'm in my 2nd year. This is my 2nd year on TAP. So hockey was obviously a massive part of my life before I came to university. So while I was in 6th form, I played for Great Britain colleges, which was quite a high level of hockey, hence why I then applied for TAP coming to university, just to have that extra support. So yeah, it's kind of taught me how to balance both sport and academia at the same time, which can be quite stressful at times, especially when they collide, but yeah, it's great.
So I started playing squash when I was 4 years old, so I've played it all my life. I'm actually from Hull, and choosing the University of Hull, squash was a massive part of my decision. So before coming to uni, I represented the northeast of England and Yorkshire, and also placed within the top 10 rankings in the country in different age groups. And my squash coach is actually based at the university. I always use the university facilities anyway, and I knew how good they were. And so I was really excited to actually get to study and still continue being able to train and get the support that I was already getting, which was nice.
So I've always done athletics. I started athletics like from a young age. Both my parents were involved in athletics, so I naturally took that up as well. So yeah, I've always competed and done athletics, and then I started hockey when I was in year 8. When I came to secondary school, I first started hockey and I really loved it, and joined a club and all that kind of thing. And I played for Essex and did JRPC and things like that. But it wasn't until I came to university and I was selected for the England University squad. And once I was selected for that, I was then put onto TAP. And so yeah, and I've continued to play hockey and compete in athletics throughout university, and compete in box for athletics at like the national championships and everything. So yeah.
I started hockey probably at a serious stage, maybe when I was 15. Got selected for England 16s, under 18s. Yeah, and then came to university, had, you know, strong team, great fun. So it's been, but also just to bounce off Shona, what you said, taps are great because it is hard to actually train at a high level and do your junior work. So it just allows you to actually make a fine balance between training at a high level, doing your, you know, doing what you need to do.
Great. So going into university, obviously you're all kind of at different years and obviously different courses. How did you get involved in the TAP scheme? Did you get involved in it straight away? Obviously, Shona, your experience will be different than Erin's. Just to kind of give that background on when did the TAP program come into place and like what your experience has been from day one to now.
So I came to uni through clearing, and I came up on a clearing day. It was literally just after results day, and my choice in university, well, hockey played a massive role in my choice. So I came to Hull knowing absolutely nothing about the sports side of uni or the city. So I did a tour at the sports centre, and that's where I met Tim, who kind of runs the TAP programme, and he just gave me a form basically to fill in, and his email. So that's kind of where I went from, and I've been a part of it ever since.
Aisha, do you want to go in with yours?
So obviously I knew about TAP before coming to uni because my brother has previously been on TAP as well. So I knew that when I had accepted my offer that I wanted to apply. So I applied straight away and got accepted from my first year. Things changed though in second year. The programme was completely different and I think it changed for the better, and I've had so much more use out of the programme since my second year with like S&C and the physio side of things, and I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, so when I first came to uni, I looked at because obviously other universities have kind of sports scholarships and things like that. So I looked into it for Hull, but I think at the time when I was doing it, it was in the middle of this kind of transition and revamp of the talented athlete program. So when I applied, I don't know if it was still going ahead or I think it had only just started back up again, or I'm not sure if it was, but I looked at applying but couldn't really find out much information about it. So I think it wasn't really happening then. So I wasn't on it for the first few years of university. And then, like I said, once I got onto the England university squad for hockey and I then reapplied, I then got accepted onto the talented athlete program after that. So yeah.
I previously met him at school. Actually, he knew one of my school coaches, and once I knew I was going to Hull, he recommended to go into the TAP program. In the first, second year, I was still in the England age group setup, so I was still involved in that stuff. And then when I was 20, 21, I had the free time to actually invest time in the TAP program. That's when I transferred from the English stuff to TAP stuff. And I found it actually really good. You know, really high standard gym stuff, and kind of coaching. So yeah.
So going off kind of what Aisha was mentioning about the S&C and the physio side, just wanted to kind of get an idea of the benefits of being a TAP athlete and on the TAP program. So Aisha, did you want to expand a bit more on those benefits that you are entitled to?
Yes, so being a member of the TAP program entitles you to 3 S&C sessions a week with top quality S&C coaches. Like, these guys, they know what they're on about and they tailor programs specifically to your needs and they listen to you. So if you want to improve on something, they're going to help you do it. Obviously, again, with being an athlete, unfortunately, injuries can happen. And we're so lucky that we get a number of free sessions at Flex Health. Again, those guys are amazing at what they do. They are, in my opinion, the best rehabbers in the whole area. So we're so lucky to be able to work with those guys, and you can get in there so easy as well, which is also good. Nutrition is also really good. So at the minute we're working with some third year sports nutrition students, and we basically had an interview with them, and then we give them like plans of what we eat and stuff, and then they go away and they can give us advice based on that. So it's really lovely just to kind of look at sport from all these different aspects in order for us to kind of improve. So it's really great that we've got all the stuff we have in Hull.
I suppose that's kind of what Shona was saying about how that side of it helps you balance the work-life sport balance of having those people to kind of support that way. Shona, did you want to say anything about that?
Yeah, so on top of obviously all of the physical aspects of TAP in terms of S&C, like Aisha's just mentioned, we also have regular meetings kind of 2 or 3 times a term with Tim, and we just basically go through what's going on in our lives, how the academia is working with TAP, and if there is any problems, then we can kind of work around and resolve it. So for example, last year, in the second term last year, obviously wasn't very long, my Wednesdays would be 9 till 1, I think, and obviously Wednesdays are Bucks Wednesdays, so I was missing like the start of some games, so I wasn't able to warm up and then, you know, ultimately not perform as well. So Tim then got in contact with my AST and my lecturers, and we figured out a schedule that I wouldn't actually have to go to the lectures, catch up kind of in my own time, and then still be able to play and perform well on a Wednesday.
And kind of going off what Erin, you mentioned about obviously the first couple of years you weren't involved in TAP, did it help you kind of schedule your day better? Was that support helpful in comparison to the years that you weren't on TAP?
Yeah, definitely. I think because before, when I wasn't on TAP, you're kind of just left to like do your own thing, like juggle doing all your sports and training and all your academic side of things. And the thing that I really love about TAP is just being around people that are in the same position as you. So you're surrounded by people that also have all these commitments with their sport, but are also still doing all their university studies. And yes, having that support and people that you can chat to, and you know, everyone's in the same boat, and yeah, it really helped you out.
Well, does anyone have anything else to add to the benefits of the TAP scheme in general?
I think it does. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you go.
I think it does, you know, allow people in our position to actually understand what it does take to reach a certain level of, you want to reach a national level, you have to work hard constantly and be able to manage your work commitments and your sport. So yeah, I do agree that TAP is a very good idea for us now and later life as well.
And
yeah.
Sorry, you go.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, but I feel like it's helped so much because before I was on the talented athlete program, like I'd go to the gym and stuff, but I wouldn't like be doing stuff that was programmed for me and specific for me and my needs. And like with the talented athlete program, they set you S&C that is specific for you and your sport and your needs in terms of what you want to improve on. Like if you're not flexible in this area, if you've got problems with this, they can like tailor it to you, and it's helped me so much. I feel like I'm so much stronger now than I was before, and it's just I've seen improvements in both athletics and hockey because of that. So,
and going off what Kaz said as well, obviously it takes a lot of hard work and dedication to get to the standard that you're playing, and TAP enables you to maintain that standard, and if you can progress, then progress to kind of national, international levels. So yeah.
Yes. So you've talked about the benefits of the TAP scheme overall and in general. But for you personally, what has been like the kind of standout benefit? Was it like the nutrition side because you couldn't figure out how to best cook for yourself or whatever during your student life, or was it like the S&C side? So who wants to go first?
So for me, it was definitely the S&C side. Obviously, like Erin touched on it a little bit earlier, but like I used to go to the gym and like never pick up a weight. Like I never knew what I was doing, and those guys have kind of like encouraged me to actually go to the gym and like pick up weights and know what I'm doing and know that what I'm doing has and will help me to become a better athlete.
On top of S&C, obviously we convene 2-3 times a week in the gym for 2 hours a day. So that's just grown our relationships with each other so much stronger. But I think the standout benefit of or experience of being in TAP is obviously the partnership with Team GB that the uni has gives us a whole world more benefits than you usually would do at other uni. So we had the chance to meet the Team GB kind of filming team and act as Team GB athletes for a day, and we had the full-on stash from kind of head to toe, and yeah, that's my favourite of it so far, but yeah.
I feel like I really benefited from the physio sessions at Flex Health as well, because like with the amount of training that I do, last year I suffered a lot from kind of shin splints, and it was something that was kind of holding me back in my training a lot. I'd just, because of the pure volume of training, it had impact on that, and so I had a lot of sessions in Flex Health, and we had a plan put together, and they gave me exercises. They've got amazing facilities there that I used, and yeah, the team was just really great and sorted me out, and now they're a lot better, and now I know what to do in the future if they ever flare up. And yeah.
100%. I agree with Erin here. Honestly, the Flex Health team has been a saviour for me personally, because I'm one who gets injured on a regular basis. So having them on hand to, as Erin said, to help you have exercises, to give you a set plan on how you can get your weakness stronger is an absolute blessing.
So it sounds like you're all having a great time, and so I'm not going to lie. So kind of moving on to a more like personal side of sport and your sporting experience at uni, what has been like your favourite sporting memory throughout your either 2 years as Shona or like years with Erin?
So I actually have two. So my first one is, in my second year, I competed in the Bucks individual championships for squash, and it was the first time I competed in the tournament. Didn't really know what to expect. I knew a lot of people there just from playing in squash competitions as I was growing up, so before uni, and I knew the standard was going to be good. So I just kind of went and played, and I actually ended up coming second, which was really good and a really big achievement for me personally. So that was a memory like I'll always like cherish. And then my second favourite memory is actually joining hockey. So at the minute, obviously squash is an individual sport, and I'm quite a social person, and I wanted to make new friends. And so my old hockey coach actually reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to play for the uni team, and literally it's one of the best decisions I've ever made, because I always thought in my first year, oh, I play squash, I can't play another sport. So I've kind of proved to myself that I can play two sports, train for both of them, put as much effort into both sports, and still work towards the university degree. So yeah, I'd say joining hockey as well.
I, like Aisha, also have two moments that kind of stick in my mind. So obviously we haven't really played much hockey this year, so most of it was last year. It's actually a really hard question because we play so much hockey, it's hard to pin like one little moment down. But last year, so we got to the semi-final of a Bucks Cup in the area, and it was the game before we made it to the semi-final. It was 2-2 pretty much the whole game, and then we managed to get a short corner, and then the whistle blew. And anyone that knows hockey rules, that's when you literally have like not much time at all to get a goal. Basically, everything was dependent on this like last couple of seconds of the game, and the first shot didn't go in, and then another shot came across, and I didn't hit it in with the actual hook of my stick. I like punched it in with the end of my stick, and it got a go, and we got to the semi-final. It was such a good win. So that was one of my favourite kind of moments from university hockey. But then with the England unis, I think kind of the moment that I received the email, obviously we weren't on the pitch at the time, but receiving the email to say that you've been selected to the team was, it's such a good feeling. It's like hard work paid off. So yeah.
Yeah, for me, I've a few different ones. Obviously, I've been at uni for 5 years now, so I have a lot of memories. But one of the best memories I've got is way back in my second year. I was the vice captain of the first team, and we got a double promotion that year. So we got a promotion in the Bucks League, and we also got a promotion in the Yorkshire League that we play on a Saturday. And it was just such a good feeling to get a promotion in both. Like, it was such a big achievement for us all, and everyone was just so happy that we made that. And I felt so proud because like me and my captain had helped the team to get there, so it was a really good feeling. And yeah, similar to Shona's, in terms of England unis hockey, one of my like favourite best achievements kind of thing memories that I've got is finding out that I'd been selected for the home nations squad. So the England university squad was quite a big squad, there were loads of us, but they could only take a certain amount to Glasgow to play, and he was having to make cuts, and it was really difficult. And I found out that I was selected to go to Glasgow, and that was I was so happy, and really big moment for me as well.
I think for me it was last year when the whole men's team able to win our Bucks League and the Saturday League promotion. That was insane. Just to play, just to win the league and to play with friends as well was just awesome. So easy.
I think that's something that's everyone can relate to, of being like you're having these successes, but the best thing about it is that you're having it with your actual mates, and it's not something that you're just kind of keeping into yourself. It's shared amongst everyone. Girls, I'm really surprised you didn't say that shot that you did. I'm sure wasn't it you three that did that whole 3 hits and in.
Oh yeah.
I'm so surprised you didn't say that.
Well, we were playing against Wakefield.
Absolutely beautiful.
It was between us three, wasn't it? And I'd won the ball in the D, and I never hit in the game because I'm shocking at hitting, and for some reason I just decided to do it. And I smacked the ball all the way up to the end of the pitch, and then Aisha received it somehow because it was a very hard ball, and she sent it across to Ezra, and that was such a sick goal.
Beautiful.
I only say that because they didn't stop talking about it for so long. I'm surprised no one mentioned it. So obviously we all have amazing memories through the sporting side of our university experience, but what would you say is kind of a standout university experience? So that could be out of sport, the physical playing of it. So it could be a really good experience in a lecture where a talk has come in, or in your social life in and around university. So what is your kind of favourite university experience story?
I would say it's not specific, but Wednesday, just the day of Wednesday, it is adult Saturday, if that makes sense. So your hockey friends are basically your everything friends. Like, you go to the library together, you study together, you cry together, you play hockey together, and then on a Wednesday night. But from obviously waking up on a Wednesday, playing some serious hockey, and then after that 17 minutes is over, it's just the best feeling ever. Whether you'd win, whether you'd lost, you just get dressed in some horrific costume and just go out and just have so much fun. So yeah, that's just.
I have to agree with Shona. There's nothing better than Wednesday night. Not gonna lie. However, some other things that I think stand out for me is kind of course and faculty specific. So I do a sports course, so I play a lot of sport. My course is centered on sport. My whole life is sport, basically. But some of the talks and stuff that we get access to, so last year, like through Team GB and the partnership, we got access to having talks with some athletes, some Team GB athletes, and it's so interesting to hear from a professional athlete, like when that is your aim, to like kind of hear like what they're talking about and stuff. And then also this year, with everything being very different, you can't see people, can't really do anything. My course is really hands-on and stuff, so I've had to adapt in ways I didn't think was possible. So I've really heard some interesting like talks and lectures from like people that I aspire to be, so like rehabilitators and people that actually work for professional sports teams. So that's been a real uni highlight for me as well this year.
For me, I think it was finding out that I'd been accepted for my sponsorship for my PhD. So I applied for sponsorship with the White Rose for funding. They fund PhD students with the Economic Social Research Council. And I was actually away in Glasgow playing at the Home Nations when I found out, with all the hockey girls. So I was sat in the stadium and we were watching one of the other games. I think the men were playing or something. And I was on my phone and I refreshed my emails and I had an email reply saying, congratulations, you've been accepted and we're offering you this. And I really was not expecting to get it. I kind of applied hoping to get it, but I didn't expect to get it because it was really competitive and it's across loads of different universities across like Yorkshire and the north kind of thing. So I was applying for loads of different universities and I wasn't expecting to get in. So when I got that email, I was really happy and I thought, yes, 4 more years of hockey at uni.
What a weekend for you, jeez.
I have to firstly give Shona the whole experience on a Wednesday from start to the game to the home bus to after is an experience in itself. That is incredible. Thankfully, I was lucky to have actually a tutor this year. He's actually quite, he was unique in the sense he was actually inspirational in the actual sector that I want to do in the future. So I was lucky to have him to, through all this darkness and dreariness of COVID, that we have someone who's still keeping me on the plan of focus to, get the degree I want to do in my module. So it's been an interesting year, but
Great. So obviously had a fantastic experience with not only the sporting side of uni, but also the academic side. If you could tell your fresher self on day one of their student life at the University of Hull, what would be like the one piece of advice that you'd give them?
Get involved with absolutely everything and never say no, especially like going through the period we're going through now, like where you can't do a lot. You have so many, I personally have so many regrets for like saying no and just not getting involved. And obviously I learned myself that joining hockey was like the best thing I ever did, but it took me a year to realise that. And it makes me a bit sad because if I'd have joined in first year, I could have had an extra year, like playing hockey, enjoying it, and actually making friends for life. I could have met those friends earlier. So just kind of push yourself to do things you wouldn't normally do everyone's kind of in the same boat as you think, like everyone's come to a new university, no one knows each other, so you're not going to lose anything. Just
yeah, I think mine would be the exact same as Aisha. Kind of, you're only going to get busier from first year. You're only going to have more stuff going on in terms of the work. So I would have told myself, get involved with everything, do as much as possible, because it's only going to get busier from here. And also I tell myself, like, don't doubt yourself, because I think back when I was a fresher, and like even my undergrad, I think I always doubted myself a bit more than I needed to, and always thought, oh, I'm not good enough for that, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. I think I would have told myself, just have the confidence, give it a go, because you can do more than you think you can.
I'm just trying to think of something new to say, because
Good point.
yeah, just I would say just go into your first year, make it like a yes year. Just say yes to literally anything. People that you've met on the street that are students in first years that you have no idea who they are, they invite you out and just go out with them. And because well, obviously I'm only a second year now, so I haven't really changed much from last year. But obviously Freshers Week, I didn't really get involved much in Freshers Week. I think the only thing I did on my own was go to the Freshers Fair, and I actually made a few friends that happened to be on similar courses to me at the Freshers Fair. So I wish I kind of pushed myself to do more, kind of be more independent. Don't completely rely on the hockey girls. Like, you can find other friends.
No, you're not allowed.
Yeah, and just be a yes year, I'd say.
Yeah, I back that. Get involved, be self-confident, just make the most of these uni years, for sure.
Yeah, because as we know, they don't last forever, unless you're Erin. So and we're coming to the end of this little panel question session. So before, obviously, we all go to kind of close off, just if you've got anything to plug, do you have anything going on in your life? Do you have any particular events coming up, obviously after lockdown, or charity events happening? What's going on in your life? Shameless plug time.
So hopefully, Corona permitting, I have books individuals coming up again in February, March. Going for the win, hopefully. I've actually been training really hard since the first lockdown. I kind of didn't fall out of love with playing, but the lockdown really actually helped me realise like how much I do love playing and stuff. So after the first lockdown, I kind of put my everything into playing squash, and I've definitely improved since then. So it's a bit annoying that everything's had to stop again just when I was getting like going and into a proper routine. But hopefully in March time, that will be my goal. Also applying for masters.
Woo!
And obviously my squash will help me with that, hopefully. And I'm looking at unis because sadly Hull doesn't do the masters I want to do. So kind of looking at other TAPS programs and seeing what they offer, which probably won't be as good as what I'm getting here, but you've got to move on at some point in your life.
Mine and Ezra's will probably be quite similar, actually. But we obviously, fingers crossed, Bucks goes ahead for Wednesday Sport in January. So we'll be playing hockey with the uni. But on top of that, we also have a few games planned with England unis. So England under 21s, fingers crossed we'll be playing them. And England over 35s, which is actually after the England under 21s game. So hopefully we'll smash that. And fingers crossed in the summer, because the Home Nations happens every other year. So I haven't experienced it yet because I hadn't joined in time for the Home Nations. So fingers crossed we'll have like an unofficial Home Nation. So we'll just have to fund it ourselves. But it'll be an incredible experience to obviously play Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, if obviously COVID permitting. So yeah, it's an exciting 2021 in front of us.
Yeah. And hopefully, similar to Aisha, I've got Bucks athletics as well, hopefully. I mean, we're supposed to have indoors in February, I think, but I doubt indoors will happen. So then it will just be outdoors in like May time. So fingers crossed we can have that, because I miss racing. Didn't have hardly any races over the summer because of COVID. So yeah.
Currently preparing for a under-21 tournament in Chile in April. So hopefully that goes ahead due to COVID.
Exciting stuff.
I missed one thing.
Okay, go on, Aisha.
Sorry. Also, what's good about the Uni of Hull is that for me personally with squash, we have a professional tournament that comes to Hull every year in May, and it's the best of the best. So the best people in the world that play squash come to Hull to compete. So it's amazing that literally I can walk 2 minutes down the road and I get to watch these people play. So hopefully that happens this year. It was meant to happen in May. It got cancelled due to COVID. But hopefully that happens, and I would actually encourage anyone, so even if you've never played squash before, to go watch it, because it is incredible and it's on your doorstep. Just go watch it. It's amazing.
Very true. And it's going to be exciting, as you say, for 2021, because obviously it's Tokyo in the summer. So having that partnership with Team GB is going to be really exciting for going into next year, and hopefully COVID will not have as much as an effect on next year as it has on this year. Right, thank you all for joining me. It's been a pleasure speaking to you all, and I hope you have a good rest of the lockdown.
Have a nice weekend.
Bye.
We're gonna have to go. Right, I'll start again because I was on a roll.
I'll sort it out in editing. I'll sort it out. We just carry on.
Okay. So yeah.
For you, like, is there a standout? Do you really feel like the S&C works for you, or like? Okay, I'm gonna have to cut that out as well. Kate, this is supposed to be a panel that I'm gonna put on my social medias.
Oh, I can't see it. What's happening?
Kate's just coming to the side.
Oh, I can't see it because this stupid thing.
You'll see it on the video if I can't crop it.